Hi, I'm Greg Dell with attorneys Dell and Schaefer, here today with Alex Palomara, and today's disability benefit tip is to discuss Symetra long-term disability denials. And Alex, you've handled quite a few cases against Symetra, which is not one of the bigger long-term disability insurance companies, but in this brief video, I kind of want to go along the thought process of a person who has a Symetra disability denial and really doesn't know what to do next. So what would you suggest as one of your top tips for the first steps to take?
For sure. And Symetra, I typically didn't see them for many years, maybe every now and then. Now I'm seeing them more and more, which is great because I'm getting to know the policies more and more. But the basics of it are, if you get denied disability benefits by Symetra or anybody else, the first thing you need is a copy of your claim file. More often than not, in the claim file, there'll be a copy of the policy, because you need to know the ins and outs of your policies, the terms and conditions of your policy, because every policy can be a little bit different, even within the same insurance company. But the claim file is not only going to have your policy, most likely, it's also going to have the denial letter. It's also going to have the reviews that the insurance company is relying upon to give them their justification for denying your claim. And you really need all that information, as well as the medical records your doctor submitted, the medical records, any records that they created on their own. You need to go through all that with a fine-tooth comb to figure out why they denied your claim and what holes you can poke in their theory that they use for justification for denying your claim.
Okay, so the most important thing is get a copy of the policy, get a copy of the claim file right away. And whether a person has just been denied or they've already done appeal, how is that going to change your strategy in terms of what you would recommend for somebody?
Well, most of these group disability insurance policies are governed by ERISA, the Employee Retirement Income Security Act. Now, if they already did their own appeal, it makes it a little bit more difficult, because under ERISA, once an appeal is filed and once an appeal is denied, you might not have another chance to do another appeal, so at that point the claim file is closed. So if I'm taking on a case, I can do the appeal. A few things need to be done. We need updated medical records, updated proof for this claim, maybe updated testing, whatever we can get to further strengthen this file for the lawsuit. If the person already did their own appeal and I can't get any, that means the claim file is closed. I can't get no more information to the claim file. So I'm kind of stuck with the record as it is, because under ERISA, again, as soon as the claim file is closed, as soon as the final denial is issued, the claim file is closed, and that's the document going in front of the judge. So there's a different strategy. If you can do your own appeal, you make the case as strong as possible, you can make it stronger. But if the claim file has already been closed, then you need to go through that claim file to figure out what your best arguments are with the evidence that you have, and what evidence does the insurance company have as proof to deny your claim, and you have to go through that and poke holes in that theory before you file your lawsuit. To know what you have before you're filing it in federal court.
Okay, and if someone's already done their own appeal and they have no more appeals left to do, and the next step is to file a lawsuit, how important is it for you to understand the case law that's going to be applicable to their particular matter?
I mean, so important. I mean, the thing about ERISA, it's bad laws. It's not favorable to the insured, to the claimants. It really favors the insurance companies. They probably had a hand in writing the laws. So it's very important to understand the ERISA laws before going in, because some people, they say, I want to take this all the way to trial. If I lose, I want to go to appeal and go to the Supreme Court, this, that, and the other. But if you understand the law, sometimes you say to yourself, the odds might not be in your favor. You have to do a cost-benefit analysis, figure out what the odds are of you winning this lawsuit versus losing the lawsuit. Let's just say you have a 15% chance of winning, and the insurance company offers you decent money to settle. A good settlement could be negotiated. Then you have to figure out what's in the best interest of yourself and your family. Is it better to take this settlement money and close your case, or is it better to roll the dice and try to win? And sometimes it could be better, depending on the proof of in your file. And sometimes it's be foolish to roll the dice and go to trial, let the judge decide. So you have to really understand the ERISA laws, understand the case law for the specific jurisdiction that you're in. There's a lot to consider before and even after you file your lawsuit.
Okay, so that's a good starting point for someone who's dealing with a Symetra long-term disability denial. And I know if someone finds himself in a position where they've been denied by Symetra, they should contact us for a free initial consultation. The only thing we'll need is a copy of the denial letter. We'll then have a brief phone conversation with you, and basically within a matter of minutes, we'll be able to let you know right away whether we're available to assist you. So should you need our help, we welcome the opportunity to speak with you.